What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning back into Chase Games. And tonight, we got a little post-mortem drama with DQT. Alright, so there's been like a thing going on with me and the OG YouTubers in this community. Not gonna name names, I mean, none of them are secret, but I'm not gonna throw people's names into this, but today there was a little bit of beef in there, and I'm going to share a little bit of drama with you guys. And, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, somebody's been a dirty little son of a bitch in this community. And, I think we might... you know, some of you guys, I think the title of this video, I'm going to make it like, the man who caused end of service EOS. And y'all are going to think it's me. Y'all are going to think that I'm going to brag about like, oh my god, Chase Games, I caused end of service by, you know, critiquing and calling things out. No, I didn't. Honestly, I always said those things to try to save the community, because this is such a, you know, I've seen a lot of people saying this today. Like, this game is quality. Like, people are looking at other games today, the last couple days, and they're like, wow, these games are all shit. I'm like, yeah, that's why I critiqued DQT. Because it was such a solid game. There was so much here, okay? It's management that fucked up DQT, but that's not what this video is about. There is a man in this community, and you thought he wasn't. You thought he wasn't part of this community. That may, a lot of this is secondhand, and my boy Kage, yes, we're BFFs now, my boy Kage is gonna spill out more of this probably Saturday. There may be one man that's actually behind the end of service, with zero exaggeration. Of course, when questioned, he denied everything, but... So... Take it as you will. Okay, this is modern investigative journalism. I've only got, like, half the proof. Because you can't... Look, I don't know. I'm not trying to stretch anything to be sensational, okay? This is... I'm fucking rambling. But what else is new? So somebody, I'm gonna say the name in a minute, if you guys haven't figured out, somebody, okay, said that they left, like, what, like 6 months or a year ago? Again, not me, not me. Turns out they didn't. Somebody didn't leave. Our own favorite bearded narcissist, Tact demon. Turns out he never left, guys. I don't know what he did or how many accounts he was playing. I'm not gonna get too personal, but apparently he had a good relation with Kage and Lady Kage. Like, personally. Like, and he bowed out of everything when he said he was leaving the game. But you know what he didn't leave? He didn't leave his alt account, the one that he left in Kage's guild. The one that was always trying to get in the main guild. Apparently it was a sub-guild. Look, this is the second-hand part, okay? It's like, this is all straight from Kage. Sorry, he's gonna make a video about it. Hopefully I'm not, you know, hopefully I'm not stepping on toes here. He's texting me right now, but I can't step on this. I'm a little tipsy. Yeah. So, apparently Pac Demon, I don't know what length of time, somebody said like 2 years, that sounds like a lot, but Pac Demon has had an alt in one of Kage's sub-guilds for a long time, apparently posing as a like 40-year-old woman. Apparently he went so far as to actually get like a voice clip or something, like a woman stood in for him at one point, to make his plot, his alter ego, his backstory more convincing. Like, he actually got a woman to use their voice to corroborate his alter ego in this thing. And I'm getting it's a little slow. Trust me, it's whatever. Everybody loves watching me. Where am I going? Okay. So, Pac Demon has been like playing around. He never really left. Maybe he left for a little while. He's got some things. He did have. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Pac lied about something. He definitely did this account. For how long? Who knows? But I pointed out to him because I did call him out a little bit. Okay. Once you lie about one thing, this is just a truth in life. Once you lie about one thing, who knows what else you're lying about? Okay. So you can't trust him. So he was in Kage's sub-guild for months, and at end of service yesterday or today, he thought it would be hilarious to point out that he's been a little spy in Kage's guild. And from what I understand, this is not uncommon with, I don't know if all the top guilds or just AW members. Apparently it's very common that they're in a lot of other guilds. And this is very relevant. I know I'm rambling. All right. Think about it though. If you guys, I know some of you guys are casual. I'm casual too compared to these guys. At the top level though, at the top level, you know, these guys that like live, eat, breathe, and sleep PvP in these games. When it comes to GVG, where you're just taking on the AI, some of you guys know this. Some of you are maybe somewhat aware of this. When it comes to facing an AI, if you're very, very knowledgeable in this game, okay, if you're a pro, if you're a top 10 guild, okay, if you know the layout of the enemy team, if you know their equipment, if you know their stats, okay, if you know what abilities they have on them, you know, like a scroll ability, these guys have the knowledge of the AI. Okay, it is predictable. There's no RNG to the AI, okay? If you know how to read the AI, you will get a 160. And also, like, it's not even about crits. These guys, like, if there's a possibility, they don't take that chance, okay? So, yes, maybe there's a conceivable scenario where they can't help themselves. Maybe they have to rely on RNG here or there, but a guild like AW going against a stronger guild like Starfall, if they have their lineup, the weaker guild, as far as awakenings and unit quality, will beat the stronger guild with foreknowledge. Okay? So apparently a lot of AW members have been putting out just one spy in other top guilds that run 20-mans. And people found out really quick that 20-man guilds happen to go against each other, like almost exclusively. That was the metric that the matchmaking system was prioritizing above anything else. It became really obvious really fast. In fact, they did other things too. There's ghost guilds. They're 20-man ghost guilds with completely like dead accounts. You know, they've got like older units, but they're all like Awaken 5 or Awaken 3 or 5 max level, and a whole guild of like 20 members that like all but the guild leader would be like the Chinese symbols for master, which speculatively is a dig against Starfall, maybe a way to blame it on them. So from what I understand, it looks like Arena Watch was sending out spies just to beat Starfall, because from what I understand, nobody else was really competition for them. They had a couple other guilds that they were wary of. You know, they would do their coaching, which I also think is dirty, but whatever. I mean, you're not necessarily breaking terms of service. I just think it's unsportsmanlike, but whatever. So they're doing everything they can to get foreknowledge on these lineups, which when you are a certain level of, you know, your box and knowledge of the AI, you can 160 basically anybody with very little chance of losing. Yeah, so AW's got these spies out, so that's what Pac and his other guild members have been doing. They've been sending feelers out. They've been creating guilds, dead guilds, with 20-man teams out to spy on the competition. Because if you get one of your 20-man teams in the first 4 rounds of qualifiers to go against Starfall, you can log into every one of those accounts and see what their lineup is. It's a guaranteed 160. I know because my guild. my like home team's guild, Chasers, went up against them. By the way, I'm gonna take a minute right here and say, I have never been the leader of Chasers, and this is something I had to bring up with Pac's not the only one. I'm singling him out in this one, but I had to bring it up with him today. Everybody calls me the leader of Chasers. They think Jen took over for me or subbed for me. Look, man, I'm not the biggest fucking woke snowflake or whatever. A lot of you guys have been really fucking shitty to my guild leader, Jen. She was not appointed by me. She did not take over for me. She did not follow my instructions. I helped her sometimes. When I came back to the game, I would help with decisions sometimes, okay? I was in the council, okay? Jen started Chasers. I'm pointing at my table right now. Jen started Chasers on her own. I wasn't playing the game. I wasn't here for the guild development, okay? She did that all on her own. And a lot of you guys discount her. And it's fucking horse shit, okay? I was never the leader of Chasers. Sometimes I was in Chasers. Sometimes I would help out. Sometimes Jen would take my advice. She is the leader, and she always was. And everybody in this community talks to me about Chasers. They all say it's my guild. It's not. You guys need to stop discounting her. And that's not me white knighting. That's fucking reality, okay? Anyway, because that came up today. Sorry. So anyway, why am I bringing all this up? Why did I have that sensational headline? Well, you see, Starfall got tired of their only competition, as far as I know. You know, they might be, again, like I said with AEW, wary of other guilds, but AEW was Starfall's only competition, as far as I know. And they actually went so far as to reach out to Malcolm and go, hey, Malcolm, we're good customers, okay, we're a top guild. This system isn't fair, though, because if you run 20 members, you're going to go against the same 20-member teams all of the time, and one of these guilds is consistently going out of bounds, they're cheating, they're doing every dirty trick in the book that they can conceive of to cheat against us. Can you guys do anything? And Malcolm said, sorry, we don't really care that much. So what Starfall did was like a third of their roster just statted out. They didn't pull that hard on new units because they weren't going in GVG. Starfall ran 14 members this last month, so 14 out of 20, okay? So 30% of their roster sat out. And because they weren't in GVD, they didn't spend that hard. Remember, they might not necessarily have been skipping things like Summer Sorrow, but they knew they were going to have enough time that if they needed that unit, if it ended up being huge in the meta, which is fairly obvious, but you know, they could sit it out and wait. They didn't pull that hard on them. So 30% of the biggest whales in this game sat out because of Arena Watch's cheating. And from what I understand, the leader of Arena Watch never left. A man that has always been very comfortable with despicable tactics. I mean, even in base arena, he was always trying to change his name. Like, he would change his name to Jax to get people to think that his units were max awakened so that they would play differently against him. He's played around with names. He sent spies out and things like that. You know, the coaching, apparently most of the top guilds coach. Like, I still think it's a little, like I said, unsportsmanlike. So again, if you guys haven't put it together, like, I mean, this man's actions made the top guild in this game stop spending. Okay, 30% of their roster cut. I'm not going to say all. They probably still summoned for Summer Sorrow, but they didn't go for Max Awaken. Okay, this is fact. Okay. Do you think that 30% of the top guild in the top guild of all whales cutting their spending didn't have an effect on end of service? I can't say that this was it. Look, we all know that there was that big Chinese law that came out, okay? But it's not impossible. You guys figure it out for yourself. maybe I shouldn't be saying this, okay? There could be one or two things that I'm missing out. Kage is probably going to put out a video soon where he's going to talk about more of it, but I don't know. You guys can decide. Some of this is secondhand, some of this is from Pac. By the way, I had a conversation with Pac. We got a group chat going on. I think I mentioned him and I and some of the other OG YouTubers. Also, they didn't invite Jen. Although, most of the OG YouTubers don't know Jen, so that's not necessarily them. But when I pointed this out at first, he was like, oh, geez, maybe it was one of the other members of Starfall. And then when I was like, no, bro, I think it's you. He's like, oh, well, no, actually, it couldn't have been us. And, like, maybe it was Starfall. Maybe Starfall put out these dead 20-man guilds. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, because they were not, like, free-to-play teams, okay, necessarily. They weren't, like, 10-day-old accounts or anything like that. And that's also a lot of work to log into 20 different units. So your whole guild has to be coordinating, or one guy needs to log into 20 different guilds at the start of GVG. You also have to have, like, yeah, a lot of people love this game, but did you find 20 dead accounts with strong units, with strong teams? A lot of work went into some of these, you know, ghost guilds out there. So, I don't know. I'm a little, you know, I'm pretty secondhand on some of this stuff, but, I don't know. I've never really appreciated his narcissism and stuff like that. He's always played dirty, so I just thought I'd let you guys know what I know. Alright, I'm making a couple of conclusions, but I'm telling you, this is all stuff I've heard from prominent people in the community, or stuff from the horse's mouth. I can tell you, Kage is so upset about it, he's not even willing to talk to Pac anymore. I don't know. So, sorry, I got a couple of drinks in me, obviously. Hopefully I made my point here. I don't know. You guys decide. Comment what you think. Again, this is just drama while the ship is sinking. Make your own decisions, guys. But I don't know. Like, I think there's a possibility. You can't deny it if you believe even half of what I said. There's a possibility that there was actually an in-game, in-community cause for the end of service. Have a good night, guys.